Good late morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. My computer decided to update wildly, so I thought, hey, I'll take this opportunity to make a video. I just wanted to talk about my son a little bit, which I don't really do a whole lot of. I'm not, what's that word Trump uses? Braggadocious. I kind of like that word. I don't like to be braggadocious about my son, but I am going to be right now. First of all, you know he moved to Key West. No, he didn't. He moved to Key Largo. I'm really keeping up with that kid, aren't I? I hope he takes a job that he got offered in Colorado. I'd rather have him at a high altitude for when the world comes to an end, but that's another point altogether. Yeah, so they're going to come home for 12 days in, I think, October. And we were talking over the phone the other night, and of course, you know, I'm kidding around about this Planet X or Nibiru, that there's this thing, you know, some of the conspiratorial types think that this planet is moving in and it's being hidden by a fake sun and all this stuff, and it's going to cause massive upheaval and, I don't know, I guess various seacoast areas are going to be underwater and this, that, and the other thing. I do have to say, just getting away from the planet part of this, and I'll move back to Spencer at some point, who I call the child, generally speaking, like in my columns and stuff. Oh, my columns, which you can read over at communitynewslinesville.com. That's Linesville. Click on Lisa's Ransom Raves. Okay. Where was I? Oh, I've been listening to some Native Americans, and you see, I think that they are in touch with things deeply. And so, you know, I think if you want to get a feel for how sort of historical things have unfolded or what's going on, it might be a good idea to listen to some Native tales and what a lot call mythology that they don't consider to be mythology. They have some warnings, prophecies, and things like that about these coastal areas being no longer to seek higher ground and all. I remember that when I was an SDA, Seventh-day Adventist, they had a prophet named Ellen White. Oh, Lord, this is going to be long, isn't it? That she, you know, was a prophet. What else can I say? They believed she was a prophet. I didn't really buy into that. Okay. And she would picture or have images or remote view or whatever, people on other planets. And one of their deals was during the end times to get out of the cities and seek higher ground and stuff. So I think this might be kind of a theme that goes across all kinds of religions and stuff like that. Okay. The reason why I brought all of this up is because my son's coming in October, and there's this line of thought that on September 27th, this planet's going to whiz by or have some sort of effect on us, and we're all going to die kind of deal. So I'm hoping that I get to see the child first. But we were talking over the phone the other night, and I brought up the Young Turks because, you know, I've left them behind and things, and I talked about Tom Hartman. My son had already discovered this, and I'm very proud of him for having, I guess, the gift of or the ability of discernment, being able to tell what's BS and what's not. He also follows Jimmy Dore and some of the other ones that I like, and, you know, I told him a few things that he, you know, wasn't sure about, but for the most part, he's really good at weeding out the bullshit, which that makes me very proud. I think part of the reason why, to be honest with you, and I don't want to be offensive to anybody who wasn't able to do this, but I just happened to be able to not send my child, to public school. He was unschooled. You can look that up, but it's basically child-led learning, where, say that he comes to me with an interest in, I don't know, in rocket science or something, and you provide the materials for them to kind of press on with that particular thing. Of course, he had to, in order to get a diploma, he had to go and take the GED. I've been over this before, but some of you haven't seen that. It's a long time ago I did it. The video's called Why Unschooling Worked for Us. So, yeah, he had to take the GED, and there's a special read program in Meadville, and on top of the GED course, some of the students opted to go deeper and have more assignments in order to garner a diploma from an actual school district, so he did both. So he has both. And then he was like what we would call a valedictorian of that class. He got to give a speech. I was real proud. He always wears a suit and stuff, so they would pick him. I thought I saw something. They would pick him to do, if an area business decided to give the Read program some money, he was the one chosen to take the check, for the photo ceremony and all that jazz. So I'm just really proud of the child. He's doing very well at that job there, as is his woman, Katie DeWalt. And I think that's all. I just am glad that he's able to figure out, to decide, if somebody's BS. And he's always had that, I guess, that gift, the way of telling, probably because he was raised by me and I am a BSer, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen. My father used to always say, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. I'm sure it was one of his lovely sayings from that darling gentleman. Okay, I think that is all, ladies and gentlemen. Unschooling, if you want to know more, just go back through my videos, which have now, I feel like I've been on the air since the late 70s. And check out the one, Why Unschooling Worked for Us. Like I said, don't want to offend anybody who's not able to do this. I was simply, due to my employment, which part of it was when I worked at Mama Bear's or in the restaurant business, and then this job, I was able to do that particular thing. So he wasn't, I guess, indoctrinated, taught these various, like, American exceptionalism history, or how, for example, I always get back to the Kennedy assassination, like, he would be able to investigate, was it really Lee Harvey Oswald alone? Where I think the history books say that today, but with the unschooling method, he would have been able to go back and look at other theories on that. Also, I never, until my son mentioned him to me, I'd never even heard of Nikola Tesla. However you say his name, I hadn't heard of him. So it's only been maybe 5 years that I heard of him, that I knew of him, because Spencer took an interest in that particular gentleman. Everybody's a gentleman, remember. And did some research and told me about it, and that's how I even found out about him. I never heard about him in school. Of course, I didn't pay attention in school. I'm not really the type to be in, like, an institutional environment like that. It squashed my, suppressed my ability to look into things the way I wanted to or something. I think a lot of this ADHD and whatnot can be attributed to the fact that we take children who are normally active and, at that age, and we put them in more or less an institutional environment, which was really the Prussian model for schooling, with bells ringing and class time limits and things like this to prepare students for factory work. So anyhow, that's the whole story, and I'm sticking to it. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while my computer is probably done updating. Please join together with me and others in dropping your political identity in order to focus on issues so that we can help each other to make this world a better place. Amen. Bye-bye. Peace out. Is this an Illuminati thing? Oh my God.